Hello, grade 4 students of Hampton School. My name is Evelien Colijn and I am a visual artist. I have created an art project for you, and in this video I will explain what's it about and how you're going to do it. When your teacher, Miss Stats, asked me what would be a fun visual arts project that uses electricity, the project that came to mind was something I've done with other students in a school, and that's to make fun spin paintings with using an electrical motor that spins around quickly. And so what I will show you in this video is I will first give a little introduction on ways artists have used unconventional ways to move paint around on a canvas or a surface area. Then I will show you how I have made this little kit, which is what each of you will receive. It's a kit that has the little engine here, the little motor for the spinning. Then you all should have brought to school a shoebox or another box, and I will also show you, and there you will have to follow my instructions carefully, how you're going to mount your little spinning device in the shoebox. Then I will tell you how to actually put the paper on and put the paint, drop the paint, how that works. And then in conclusion, we talk a little bit about the electricity that drives your spinning motor around, because where does that electricity come from? There are ways of generating electricity nowadays with using sunlight and water and wind. And I think it's such a cool idea to imagine that sunlight made this paper spin around. It helped you create this beautiful piece of art. So enjoy. Listen, please follow my instructions carefully. It's really easy. You will be able to do this 100% successfully. Enjoy and bye. Many people think of painting and drawing as a very controlled process of moving a pencil or paint over a piece of canvas or paper. What if we don't control the process and let gravity run its course with paint? Then we create drip paintings, an inventive form that was also applied by American painter Morris Louis during the 1950s. Drip painting is not only used as abstract form, as you can see in these paintings by Peter Doig, a very famous contemporary painter born in Scotland who spent his childhood in Canada and Trinidad. Drippy abstract paintings were really made famous in the 1940s by Jackson Pollock, who would fling the paint on his canvas with a loaded brush in a style called action painting. A swinging bottle of paint can also make spirograph figures on canvas. British artist Damien Hirst, famous for pickling a shark or inlaying a skull with 8,000 diamonds, had the idea to spin a board and drop paint on it and create his famous spin paintings. The kinetic energy of the rotating board flings the paint into a radial pattern. I tried spin painting too by putting a board on the side of a cooling fan. Here you can see a spinning platform in a shoebox where I drop paint on paper. And now I can show you how we are going to make your spinning device. I bought kits with little motors, switches, wires and battery holders. These are the parts for each spinning device, including instructions how to connect the switch. I cut blue foam cubes to mount the little switch in. First, I will solder the wires to the small motor. Before connecting the wires to the little switch, I first thread them through my little foam block. The little switch only has to be connected in between the red wires. I connect the black and the purple wire. Then I pull everything into the foam holder and there's the switch connected to the motor. I test the switch, turn it on. It works! A foam core rectangle of 15 by 10 centimeters will be the spinning platform. I find the center by crossing two diagonal lines. Then I pin a hole in it. Next, a drop of hot glue, and then I can pin the axle of the motor into the center. Well attached. To mount the little motor, I cut a second block, and on it I glue the plastic motor holder. I test again if it still spins after all these constructions. And here they are, all the 20 little spinning kits. So take your box and pick up one kit, and I'll tell you how we are going to put it together. First, remove the elastic band that holds your switch block to the spinning platform. Carefully remove it. You can keep the battery pack strapped to the switch block. There is a piece of self-adhesive foam tape on the back of the blue block that holds the little motor. Be careful with manipulating your spinning platform. It's well attached, but it can come loose. If that happens, reapply a bit of hot glue and put the axle of your motor back into the hole in the center. Have your scissors and tape ready. Before we attach the motor, we test it. Pick it up, holding it at the blue foam block, and turn the switch on. Put the box down. First, we're going to see how your kit fits into your box. It should not touch or run against the sides of the box. The best is to place it right in the center. To find the center of your box, you can do the same as the platform. Draw two diagonal lines from corner to corner, and where they cross is approximately the center of your box. It is handy to mark it with a pencil. Next, we have to make a cut in the sides of the box to thread the wire through. It can be in the corner, or as in this case, in the middle of the side of the box. Place the spinning unit in the center and thread the wire through the slit. Push the wire down on the floor of the box. Now we can peel off the cover of our adhesive strip and place it, holding it on the foam block in the center of the box, and firmly press it down. Make sure your wires are not in the way. We don't want the wire to stick up and hit the platform when it's spinning, and therefore we're going to tape it down to the bottom of the box with either our masking tape or our duct tape. I used masking tape, that's good enough. One final test, if it spins, that nothing became disconnected in the assembling. Let's tape one more section down of the wire, just to be sure. And ta-da! Ready to go! For your kits, I assembled 3 colors of very liquid washable watercolors. You need a glue stick and a set of cards. Your colored paint is in plastic flasks. To unscrew it, you have to push the cap down first. Set the box ready. Unscrew the caps of your paints first. You need your glue stick to adhere the paper on the spinning platform. Apply just 2 stripes of glue on your card, not too much. You need just enough that it sticks to the platform without coming loose when you spin it, but you want to be able to take it off when you're done. I made sure the card was well positioned in the center, so the corners don't catch on the side of the box when it spins. Now comes the fun part, applying the ink. You can squeeze it on with generous squirts or just carefully, drop by drop, mixing and alternating the colors as you go. I stop my motor to see how my pattern looks, and I want to add more paint. So you just turn it on again and you squeeze on some more, just until you have enough and you like the result of your spin painting. When you are done and the motor has stopped spinning, carefully peel the card off your spinning platform. Isn't this just a great fun spiderwebby painting? Let's do another one. Apply 2 stripes of glue and put it down on the platform. Start squeezing the paint on and oops! The card flies off the platform. This is what happens when you are too careful and don't put enough glue on the back of the card. No worries, we just continue with a new card. Again, I want to add more ink and see what happens if I first add some drops to the card and then turn my motor on. You see, the drops were flung out and formed some sort of spokes. Fun, different effect. Now I will squeeze on a bit more diluted, thinner ink, and I will apply it a lot more generously. Softer colors, but look how nice they mixed and ran into each other. Many types of watercolors and water paints are suited to spin painting, as long as they are thin enough. Here I used liquid acrylics that I diluted with water, but you can also use the liquid tempera style paint they often have available in classrooms. Then load your painting brush with the liquid paint and splatter it on the spinning platform. Again, a great result with very vibrant colors. Each of you have different sets of colors and you can exchange them to create artwork with other color combinations and see how they turn out. Next, I want to talk about the electricity. We've used pre-made batteries, but there are other ways to generate electricity as well. Solar cells can capture the energy of the sun and turn it into electricity, and we can store it too in a battery and use it when needed. You can see that the solar energy makes our little motor run. Wind energy can rotate a turbine that generates electricity. You can see it because it's lighting up a little LED light. You can also power a turbine that generates electricity with water. That's the principle behind hydroelectric dams. We used kinetic or moving energy to create art, but there are other ways you can use forces of nature to create artwork, such as diluting drops in water. The forces of something called entropy makes a drop that falls into a liquid disperse and dilute, coloring the water, and why it does so you see all these wonderful patterns. You can make art with the images that captured these patterns. Other forces in water are found on its surface in a tray. It has a certain tension, and if you drop ink on there, it creates these wonderful floating patterns, and we can lift them off the water's surface with a piece of paper. This is the ancient Japanese technique of suminagashi, or paper marbling. Magnetic forces are also fun to play with. If you pour some iron filings on a sheet of paper and move a magnet underneath it, you can create the most wonderful patterns and turn those into a piece of art.